boxer Mike Tyson of raping her back in 1990s. She filed a lawsuit this month in Albany seeking $5 million in damages. The woman claims that
CNN has just released the latest development on Mike Tyson. After his sudden disappearance, the last time he was seen was in the court, after he collapsed once the court ordered that Netflix and Jake Paul paid back a substantial amount of money back to fans as the penalty for staging a scripted fight when they met in the ring on November 15th.
He's somebody you know personally?
No, not Will. No.
Never hung out with him in the Tigers or anything like that? He told me he was here a few weeks ago, and he said that there was a good chance he was going to smoke pot before the fight.
After his collapse, Mike Tyson was rushed to the hospital for treatment, and ever since he's been missing as Jake Paul and Netflix have paid their shares of the huge amount, and only Mike Tyson is left. Sadly, this could be even more dangerous for Iron Mike, who could suffer additional punishments after his decision to run from the authorities.
Streaming giant Netflix is being issued a class action in relation to the Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight. TMZ reports the lawsuit is over.
Here's the possibility of a jail sentence or a huge fine when he is eventually found, which doesn't make his current situation better in any way. This won't only cause great damage to Mike Tyson's reputation, it would also make many doubt his health condition, as everything about him is seeming more and more like an escape attempt than a true health condition. Well, if the fight was scripted, what can't Ang?
Issues and a breach of contract. Thousands of viewers claim they had trouble watching the fight. Netflix is yet to comment.
This was surprising because some news reporters were out of the court waiting to hear the results. Instead, what they got was the news of Mike Tyson's collapse. As a result, the boxing legend was rushed out of the court. Artists, several news sources were able to get the contents of the judgment. It was noted that most of it only included a financial compensation to the fans who filed a lawsuit. Perhaps this was the main reason for Mike Tyson's collapse and his escape, as he had settled for the fight in the first instance. In fact, the reason he chose to get into the ring again was to make some money for himself and his family. Asking such a person to make certain financial sacrifices would most likely not end well, especially if the person is a 58-year-old whose health has had several complications in recent times. Well, the judge's final judgment was that the fighters paid a certain percentage of their earnings from the fight to settle the lawsuit, while Netflix will be larger.
A lot of the kids gonna come after this fight, but the most important thing, Mike gonna back home with his family, with his loved ones, and health. In the end of the day, we just want to the fighter, your athlete, be.
Hell home aside from the fact that this could be another scripted gimmick from the boxing legend, Mike Tyson's collapse was just enough proof that he is yet to recover fully from the damages he suffered during the fight. Jake Paul was the only one at the post-fight press conference, while Tyson was represented by his coaches after things got really bad for Iron Mike Tyson, as he referred to the hospital once the fight was over after the medical team conducted some tests on him.
Boxing fans that Mike Tyson is the reason that this event is as big as it is. 21 years old, he made history in boxing. 58 years old, he's made history in.
According to his coaches and a reputable news source, the boxing legend isn't too injured. However, the medical team observed the damage done by Jake Paul's punches, felt he needed a proper brain scan alongside other treatments to subdue the pain he was feeling after the fight. From the moment he stepped into the dressing room, Mike Tyson admitted to feeling dizzy and fatigued, which attracted the attention of the medical team to him. It was there and then that alarms Mike Tyson's safety was raised. This becomes the latest topic on Mike Tyson's health. The most recent incident of an ulcer in May and a wheelchair placement some years ago led.
Mike, just because for 7 months of training for a man who's 58 years old, but the way he trained for 7 months, he put his life to the side.
Confirmed that Mike Tyson would have to stay back at the hospital to avoid any unexpected complications. The Texas Department of and Regulations has been heavily criticized by several boxing professionals. As a result of this, as a fighter over the age of 36, Tyson was required to submit favorable EEG and EKG results as part of his application. According to Telenge, He did that in May. Mange said that Tuller said Thursday that Tyson passed a pre-fight physical earlier in the day. In a statement, that Tuller added the safety of the contestants competing in the ring or the cage is always the primary concern of Tuller's staff. This competition is no different. Presentation at 58, the former world heavyweight champion was one of the oldest boxers to compete in a sanctioned professional fight. You're only as old as you feel, Tyson has said in an attempt to dismiss the issue, but on May 26th he suffered what his representatives called an ulcer flare-up during a flight from Miami to Los Angeles. It required medical attention, a trip to the hospital, and led to the fight being postponed for 4 months, and the chorus of concerns over health risks Tyson might face even louder as the heavyweight bout, set to be held at a Tant Stadium near Stephen Hughes, a senior lecturer of medicine at Anglia Ruskin University in England, was one of the first to raise the issue, citing Tyson's age and past alcohol abuse as risk factors. Hughes and May wrote in an article published by Conversation that head trauma would put the boxer at greater risk of suffering a subdural hematoma, which is potentially
Don't just fall guys in the corner. It's a big group of people. And I would like to express all my gratitude for all of you guys. I come from Brazil. I broke a very
About age, Tyson is referring to Julius Caesar. He points out that before the Julian calendar was named for Caesar's age wasn't marked as it is today. In other words, back then Tyson wouldn't have any age, but the ulcer flare-ups serve as evidence of health issues.
And it's just an honor to be able to fight him, and he's obviously the toughest, baddest man on the planet, so it was really tough.
When I went to the bathroom, I threw up blood, Tyson told Netflix for a documentary-style series leading up to the fight. The next thing I know, I'm on the floor. The source of the trauma was at a 2 1/2 in bleeding ulcer, according to Tyson, who conducted the interview from a hospital room. The so-called script for Mike Tyson's blockbuster heavyweight showdown with Jake Paul was, however, debunked after the YouTuber turned boxer scored a decision. Texas Tyson was making the walk to the ring in a professional bout for the first time in nearly 2 decades, while many thought the former undisputed heavyweight champion still had the power to cause a potential upset. Fans were left disappointed as Iron Mike showed his age in the squared circle and had no answer for Paul ahead of the fight. Paul had promised to kill Tyson, but struggled to land anything significant throughout the heavyweight dust-up. Despite being the much busier fighter, the boxing faithful were left unconvinced as the American claimed victory on the judges' scorecards 80-72 with 2 judges and 73-3 with the third. This came after a fake script for the fight was leaked online over the years. Many within the boxing community have slammed the problem child and have accused him of fixing his fight silhouette.
No. He hit you with one and you gave him the tongue. Only because the crowd,
Paul faced accusations of fixing his fights by fans when a script of his clash with Tommy Fury was leaked online last year. The document, which was eventually declared to be fake, was uploaded to social media by Mike Perry. Platinum served as a backup fighter for the showdown last year. The alleged script gave a rundown of how the blockbuster clash would play out ahead of the heavyweight clash between the 2 stars. A fake script provided details of each round until the 5th, when Paul stopped at Tyson. No suggestion, however, that the fight was fixed here is how the script claimed it would.
But it didn't actually hurt. But I mean, no one's punches have really hurt. I got buzzed a little bit against Tommy Fury.
In round 1, the opening bell rings and Tyson, showing flashes of his old form, immediately stalks forward with his signature bob and weave style. Paul maintains distance, circling the ring cautiously. Tyson lands jabs, but Paul's youth shows in his.
It didn't hurt. No, I was just off balance when Woodley hit me, but because I was throwing a check hook, my chin was open, and then he hit me, and I went boom. But it didn't hurt.
Tyson's wanting to see more action. Evander Holyfield, you get the gist.
And everybody was saying,
While this is,
I don't know how many people feel like I feel, but I appreciate Mike
Getting yourself in shape.
I don't know if he's tired or whatever, and I could just tell, you know, his age was showing a little bit, and I just had respect for him. War thing between us, like after he slapped me, I wanted to, you know, be aggressive and take him down and knock him out and all that stuff. Went away as the rounds went on. I truly believe in my skills and my ability and my power, and the cruiserweight division